You cannot consistently perform in a manner inconsistent with the way that you see yourself. That quote changed my life. And today, in the iAMthepossible podcast experience, I'm going to be sharing with you why that's so important. Why it's so important for us to understand, and why it's so important for us to learn how to improve the way that we see ourselves. You cannot consistently perform in a manner inconsistent with the way that you see yourself. That quote changed my life, and it continues to be a foundation for the work that I do. I believe that there are so many of us today that attempt to create a life that is inconsistent with the concept that we have of ourselves. And this leads to consistent frustration, aggravation, consistent deflation, disheartenment, discouragement, because we're trying to do something and we believe that we have the information that we need in order to do it. But for some reason, not only do we fail to do it, but we fail to be consistent, and we fail to actually launch out in the doing of the thing that we say and believe that we desire to do. It's a very frustrating place to be. I think I know what I want to do with my life, and I actually think that I have all the information that I need to do it with. But for some reason, I never get around to doing it. I believe that at our core, there is a alignment issue. The life I desire to create does not align with the concept that I've created of myself. Does that make sense? You cannot consistently perform in a manner inconsistent with the way that you see yourself. This is why what you see in yourself and what you say to yourself continues to be all that I desire to show and to teach and to educate leaders and individuals more and more about, because it is something that is happening within us, but we're not aware of it. The self-concept, it's there, but we're not aware. And that's a problem. It's a gap that I desire to fill. It's a problem that I desire to solve, to help solve, to be a part of solving. I see my life, my ministry, my work, my profession being a contributor to the solving, to the solution of this problem. And it is a problem that goes under the radar. It's a problem that we don't talk about. Think about this. When's the last time you heard the term self-concept? When's the last time you heard the term intrapersonal intelligence or intrapersonal communication skills? When's the last time you heard it? And when's the last time you've learned it? When's the last time the people in your circle got around and you discussed improving your self-concept, improving your intrapersonal communication skills, your intrapersonal intelligence? When's the last time you took a course on that? When's the last time you read a book on that? When's the last time you had a conversation about that? And see, this is the problem that I have with the problem. It's at the root of our problems, but we're not discussing it because we're not aware of it. Because it seems to me that there's not enough people talking about it. Maybe it's because we don't understand it, or maybe because it's not sexy, or maybe because it's not popular. But here's the deal for me. I'm not worried about popularity. I'm not worried about sexy. I'm not worried about what people, whatever. I see lives that continue to be limited by the labels that we've placed on ourselves. These concepts that we have of ourselves, they're killing our ability to create the life that we desire. Our labels are limiting our ability to see the progress and the promises of God come to a place of realization, actualization, a place of personal experience. And I'm personally tired of it. I'm personally tired of seeing lives flushed down the drain because we're not aware of something that's happening within us, and because we are not encouraged enough, inspired enough, motivated enough to become aware of it, and to become aware of how it works, and to become aware of our ability to work it. Right? Those are three things that I see a gap in this world for, and a gap that's like related to our lives. We don't know that it's there, the self-concept. We don't know how it works and what it's influencing and what it's impacting. We don't know it. We don't. And then thirdly, we don't know that we have the God-given gift, the God-given ability to not only learn that it is, learn how it works, and we've been given the God-given gift to then work it as it was designed to be worked. Because the way that I believe God desires for us to work the self-concept is in such a way that supports and serves the success or the successful contribution of who and what we are in the world. God made you something. You are something. You're not just a person, the name, the government name that you carry. That's a label in and of itself as well. You are a spirit made in the image and likeness of God. That is literally what you are. You are a spirit. The other day, God dropped it in my spirit that we've never seen ourselves. This is a side note. We've never seen ourselves. What do you mean you've never seen ourselves? I look myself in the mirror every day. No, that's your shell. That's your skin. That's your temporary earthly home. But you are a spirit, because we are quick to say we're going to go to heaven, or some believe that we're going to go to hell, or some believe that we're going to go to our next life. Whatever it is, at the core of 99% of us, we believe that when the body physically dies, when we stop breathing, that the real us, the spirit, the unseen us, goes on to somewhere else or goes on to something else. And if you actually believe that, then you have to understand that you've never really seen yourself. Because if you are a spirit, you've never seen your spirit. You've seen the behavior of your spirit. You've seen the acts. You've seen the things that you've done. You've heard the things that you said. You felt the things that you feel, but you have never seen you. Just like we've never seen God. And so as much as it is, some believe a sin or a commandment to never make an image of an unseen God, as much as we shouldn't be doing that, then it also begs to ask the question, should we be making some stagnant image of ourselves? If we're made in the image of God, likeness of God, and we shouldn't be making an image of him that we think we can see with our eyes, then maybe we shouldn't be trying to make an image of ourselves that we can see with our eyes. Maybe we should lean into lending this self-concept to being everything that it needs to be, whenever it needs to be it, however it needs to be it. Maybe our world is so small and so restricted because our concept is so small and so restricted. We think that we're our bodies and we're not. We think that we're our minds and we're not. We think that we are our behaviors and we're not. We think that we are the things that we say and we're not. We think that we are the things that we do and we're not. We think that we are the results that we create and we're not. We are spirit. We're spirit, man. That means, like my man Bruce Lee said, be water, my friend. Right? Be water. Listen, I'm drinking some coffee right now. Coffee is 99% water, if not 100% water. I mean, it's hot water filtered through coffee grains, right? And you add a little flavor to it and whatnot, but it's water. And it's in this particular cup this morning. Well, I can walk over to my kitchen and open up the cupboard or cabinet, right? Depending on what you say, depending on what you call it. And I can take out a million different cups and I can pour this same liquid coffee into any cup. And that liquid coffee will take on the shape of any cup I pour it into. It's not going to sit around and say, I don't want to take on that shape. I don't want to be in that container. It says, hey, man, I'm going to flow. I'm going to flow with whatever you put me in. I'm going to flow and become a part of whatever environment that I find myself in. And I believe that there is such great wisdom in being like water, being fluid, being adjustable, being, as we like to say, teachable, right? Being coachable, being able to move and navigate with the flow of life's river, being able to flow as God leads and as God feeds our spirit and says, I need you here. I need you here. Being able to adapt like the water in a river. It flows over the boulders and the rocks and the trees and the limbs and the fish. It just keeps finding its way, flowing forward. It's a pretty cool title. I might use that for a book or something. Flowing forward. Just a thought. I'm sharing this stuff off the cuff today. Not really off the cuff. I'm freestyling. I felt led to do so. Because even in this, I'm flowing. I'm being whatever I need to be for this week. I didn't do my normal intro. I didn't come in with my normal stuff. I didn't do the pause for the cause. I didn't do any of those things. And none of those things are wrong. Message to someone. Because some of us are defeating ourselves and beating ourselves down because we're trying to be right all the time. Lighten up on yourself. Remove the burden. That's a label. That's a label that you're trying to fit into. That self-concept that you've created is very restrictive. It's like what's those snakes? Like a boa constrictor, right? It's just squeezing the life out of you. Here's the good news. You ready? If you can create a self-concept that destroys your dreams, that hinders your progress, that deflates your soul, you can create one that liberates you and frees you and pushes you forward, allowing you to flow forward. With the same mind, same thoughts, emotions, the same inner working that you use to defeat yourself, you could use to liberate yourself. So today I just wanted to flow and encourage you to learn what the self-concept is. Learn how it works. And believe that God has given you the ability to work it. I think those are the three major milestones in your life. I believe today I'm speaking to someone specifically. Those are three major milestones. What is my self-concept? How does creating a self-concept work? And believing, I too can create and control what that concept is. I want to share a few things from my notes. The first thing that I want to share is I'm sort of emphasizing the use of labels. Labels are limiting. If you go into a grocery store and you look on the shelves of let's say you go down the canned good aisle, and you got all these vegetables and canned goods, right? Canned vegetables. Let's say you got corn. Let's say you got green beans. And let's say that you're looking for the corn. When you look at the green beans, you're looking at the label. The can is sealed. You can't see inside of it. All the information you have is the label. But what do? You bypass it. You don't pick it up because the label does not align with what you desire. You go to the can that has a label of corn. Now, let's just hypothetically say that there was a mix-up at the factory and the cans of corn somehow got the label of green beans and vice versa. You as a consumer, you grab the can of corn label, you get home and you open it up only to discover that you have green beans. What motivated you as the consumer to grab that particular can? It was the label. And in the same way in our lives, we have expectations or a lack of expectations based on the label, not what's inside, not what the canister actually contains. See, we are spirit, able to do miraculous, wonderful, mind-blowing things. But then we wrap a label around us. And the label says, you are only good for this. You are only capable of this. You can only provide this. What's your label? Are you black, so you can never work? Are you a woman, so you could never? Are you an introvert, so you could never? Are you handicapped, so you could never? You get where I'm going? Life is not limiting you. Life is not limiting you. Your label in life, which you've assigned or adopted, is limiting you in life. Life does not limit anyone. Labels do. Now, with complete respect to the fact that depending on where you are geographically, what you have in terms of natural resources, 100% you're limited in the things that you are able to do. The context in which I'm speaking of is being limited in your desire to express yourself and create a life that is satisfying and creates a level of contentment and confidence as God has designed you to. Wherever you are able to be content and to be confident according to God's design for your life. Now, that's hard to say because some of us are not in situations and circumstances that would say that they are conducive to creating a life that anybody would want. And with total humility and respect, because I got some places in mind, I totally get that. Hear my heart. If it's in your heart to create, I this is my personal belief. You can take it or leave it. If it's in your heart to do and to bring forth as a contribution in this world that will create the ultimate level of confidence in you and the ultimate level of contentment in you, if it has been deposited in your heart, a vision, an unction to create and to contribute, to be a contribution of and a contribution for, whatever that is, then I believe that God has given you the ability to do it right where you are. To a major degree, I've lived it in my own life, and this is why I'm so confident. But I also am very careful to say these things because there are people geographically in some extremely difficult circumstances. So if you can bear with me and just hear the spirit of what I'm saying, the essence of what I'm saying, and then be able to respect the fact that there are some people in some areas which are extremely difficult to endure, then I think that we'll be better off and we'll be able to rise within ourselves to break through the current barrier or limitation of our self-concept and get to a concept that is conducive, that is in alignment with what it is that we've been created to contribute in this world. A few more things that I want to share with you. Some of these concepts we have created, some we have adopted because of things that have been said to us, things that have been done to us. Again, the good news is they can be changed. I recently celebrated my wife's birthday, and I was going to go deep into the story, but I don't want to take up a lot more time. I'll just simply say I have for years adopted the self-concept of an introvert, and I wore the label with pride. And what I discovered when something showed up that was more important than me holding fast to my label, I was inspired to be what I thought I wasn't. Now, again, going back to the original statement, consistency. If I hold fast to being an introvert and I allowed her birthday to motivate me and to inspire me to go out and to spend time with friends and family and to go places and to get outside and to do more things temporarily, then I'll just restrict back. I'll just shrink back, and it'll take something else monumental for me to be inspired or motivated again. I could choose to do that, but you know what I chose? I chose to observe the fact that I could cut it off and cut it on. It was a revelation for me. So you're an introvert. Label. But her birthday, she wants to go out and, do these different things, and it gets you out of your comfort zone. It gets you out of the house. It puts you into an extrovert position, right? You're getting out and about. And I observed that. And while that might not be a major thing to you, it was a major thing to me. I said to myself, that means, and this is a part of how the self-concept works and how the creation of it works. So you mean that I can cut this off and cut this on? Then that means that I will no longer cut it off and cut it on. What I will be from this day forward is I will be whatever I need to be whenever I need to be it. That's a new concept. I'm not an introvert. I'm not an extrovert. I'm whatever I need to be for the moment. If I need to be inside, meditating, contemplating, writing and creating content, then that's what I am. If I need to go out, have a good time, friends and family, celebrate, then I will. But I'm not an introvert. I'm not an extrovert. I'm whatever I need to be in any given moment, wherever the river flows. I, spirit, will flow, and I will be like water, flowing in and out of moments and circumstances and situations and the company that I find myself around. I will be whatever I need to be because I can be. That means that my life is no longer limited. The things that I once had to do without because I was such an introvert, relationships perhaps that I was missing out on, opportunities in business and ministry that I was perhaps missing out on, experiences that I was perhaps missing out on because I was so introverted. I was such an introvert. I can't go out and do that. I can't go out and do that. I can't be around them. I can't. See how I can't. That was the story. That was the narrative. This is what I am. Label, limitation. This is what I am. So therefore I can't. So what is it for you, my friend? What is it for you? How do you finish your sentence? How do you fill in your blank? What is your, I am a blank, so therefore I can't. I am a this, so therefore I can't. Or I am a this, therefore I always. That is all the land of make-believe, my friend. You are making that up, just like I was making it up. Now, is there any validity to our natural bend as a person, maybe our personality, right? Because I'm all about assessments. Maybe there is some validity to maybe I'm more this way or I'm more that way, or I tend to love this or I tend to groove and flow like this. Yes, absolutely. But I promise you this much. As much as you are naturally like that and you can groove and flow and do your thing and vibe however you are, when you wake up to the fact that you don't have to, what is the word? You don't have to succumb to, you don't have to be restricted by, you don't have to be limited by how you move and flow naturally in every context, in every situation, in every circumstance, every moment of your life. When you wake up, when you bing, when the light bulb comes on that, hey, I can choose moment by moment to say to myself, you are whatever you need to be. My God, how your life will be enriched. The experiences will be enriched because of a simple tweak in your self-concept. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh, yeah, boy. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. Do I got any more notes that I wanted to share? Let's see. No. I'm going to go ahead and cut it right there, man. I'm going to go ahead and cut it right there. All right. I've been on here long enough. I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Listen, man. Listen, woman. Listen, people. Let's learn that self-concept. I got courses that I'm creating on it, and I can break it all down to you. Right. But I'm saying don't wait for me. Google it. Google it. Self-concept. What is it? Self-concept. How does it work? And then listen, just as easy as you were able to Google it, God has given you the ability to make some changes in your self-concept. And the easiest way that I have learned to do it, the easiest way, because today I gave you one example, but I've been doing this for a few years now. And it has helped me to get to where I am. And I know that it's going to help me to get to where I'm going. The easiest way to improve your self-concept is to revisit and reflect on the fact that you are spirit. You are spirit, and spirits cannot be limited. Spirits cannot be limited. It's an intangible. You are an intangible. Yes, you are living in a physical earth realm, a physical body. Yes, I know that. I know you flesh and blood. Yeah, but you're much more spirit than you are flesh and blood. Yeah, you're much more spirit. You are much more unseen than you are seen, because the unseen part of you is the one that's directing all of the seen part of you. I don't want to start preaching again, but you feel what I'm saying. All right. That's the easiest, fastest way to, in a sense, condition yourself and prepare yourself to receive a new revelation of yourself. I am spirit. I am unseen. If I believe that when they plant me in the earth 6 feet deep, when I die, that this physical body rots and decays and that the inner me goes on to something else, if you actually believe that, then you got to believe that right now in real time, the real you on the inside is something that you've never seen and something that cannot be limited. So please, 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 let's improve our self-concept. And in doing so, let's begin to make the contribution that God has created us not only to make, but to be. And in doing so, you're going to serve and support the success of someone else. And in doing so, you're going to begin to craft and cultivate and create the life that actually brings you the greatest level of confidence and contentment. And I know that sounds good. All right. Let's stop the labels. Let's stop the limiting life. Let's be liberated by understanding that God has created you in God's likeness, in God's image. You are as God is. So let's begin to live as such. I love you guys. I'm praying for you guys. I'm believing in you guys. Until next time, remember, genius is your design. Greatness is your destiny. God loves you. I love you. Be encouraged because you are